Good morning, oranges. Top of the muffin to ya. Potato salad. We still on for lunch? Great. Sliced bread. You're the best thing I've seen since, well, you know. Oh, hello. Don't think I forgot about you. Friendly at Fareway. It's more than just a name.
Brothers, greetings from your hometown tour. Playing at KC Center October 5th. Get tickets now at HighVTix.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Two guys, two Chris's, one network. Iowa everywhere. It's time for Two Guys with Chris Williams and Chris Hassel. Presented by Fareway Meat and Grocery from the Channel Seed Studios. Where? Everywhere. Live and always on demand at Iowa Everywhere.
Pump it up.
Here we go.
Pump
It's
it
back.
up.
This might be the best show of the year because it's all
Clones
back.
are 1-0. Top of the Big 12.
Iowa has a monstrous game this weekend against Albany, a team that Scott Docterman says is the worst team Iowa has played since 1985 when they played Drake.
Hey, be wary of those Drake teams.
You Iowa State
Don't
fans
fall
know
into
all
that
about
trap.
that.
Have you seen
Don't
Albany's,
fall into that
Have you seen
trap.
Albany's stadium?
What is that,
Hey.
Bondurant?
It seats 8,500 people.
That's more
It's
than
like
I thought
Valley
it would.
Stadium.
You know what? That's nicer than I thought they would
All right,
actually play.
dumb
That-
question
Nice
here.
press
Is-
box. Better press box than Iowa State, actually.
Is this Albany out of New York, or is this like a
Yes.
different? Okay.
No, it's the Albany out of New York.
Tom and Mary Casey Stadium.
The
That's
Great
cute.
Danes.
Does Deacon Hill play there?
I've lost track of Deacon Hill. Is he still at Utah Valley or Utah Tech, whatever the hell that? What are we doing? It's game week.
Let's go.
We're not talking about Deacon Hill. God damn it!
It's time for to thank our friends at Fareway. If you were tailgating, do support our friends at Fareway. I'm going to make my Fareway run. The second I get to Ames on Friday, I go to the meat market there. It's one of my favorite places. Caitlin noticed my big citrus T-shirt. You can buy oranges at Fareway as well. We're in the Channel Seed Studios. I'm going to their big tailgate on Saturday, right outside of Jack Trice Stadium. Look forward to seeing all the seedsmen and women. We have so much to get to today. We have news segments. We have locks of the week coming up with our friends from Wild Rose Casinos, and it's just 100. We have games tonight, like real games tonight. A big one between the Big 12 and the Big 10 that I'm absolutely fascinated by. Can't wait to watch Nebraska.
This
and
might be the
Cincinnati.
best week of the season because there are good games on Thursday and Friday, and we've got games on Sunday and Monday because there's no NFL to get in the way.
Yeah, because the NFL just ruins everything when it comes to college. Remember back in the old days when Thursday nights were just epic? You always had a really good college game.
You know, I was talking to Matt Berry about that when we were in Lake Como, and we were sitting in the pool and sipping on some Aperol spritzes. And he actually said he had a conversation with Brett Yormark about that very thing. He said, look, because he calls the Thursday night game. Like, go big on Thursday nights. Don't worry about the NFL. Like, give us your best
Yeah,
teams.
you're not going to compete with the NFL
Let's
anyways.
go. What, I mean, would you want Iowa State to be a part of that Thursday night
Absolutely.
football?
Absolutely.
I would too. I think that would be a good move for the Big 12. Like, there are a lot of people out there that, well, one, we have thumbs. Like, we can flip back and forth between the games, right? Two, there's a lot of people out there that are more of a college fan than they are an NFL fan. Like, that's kind of how I am.
That's
I
us.
like the NFL a lot, but if you give me a Big 12 game on a Thursday night, I'm watching that.
Well, we have a loaded schedule tonight. I'm really looking forward to another game. We'll get into that when we get up with our Get Up It's Game Day segment, because I'll outline why you should be really interested in Boise State and South Florida as well. Hawks kick off the season on Saturday. Of course, Iowa State did last week. We'll start with Iowa today, Chris, because, well, it's the anticipation. It's finally happening against one of the worst teams in the history of college football, and you got called out on the carpet by a listener for your take on Monday's show. I saw my friend Jake was just unhinged coming at you.
That's a friend of yours?
Yeah, Jake's my friend. Yeah.
You tell him to get his act together, because he was a little bit too fired up that I said I don't really mind playing a shitty team like this in this spot for Iowa. Here's the tweet. Tweets, plural. And he was talking to himself in like a void. He said, you always bitch and moan about how terrible week 1 games, but this is okay? Get the fuck out of here. And then he responded to his own tweet, and he said, also, Hassel, shut up, you fucking East Coast baby. Good Lord.
It's pretty strong.
Jeez.
Pretty strong.
Dude, this is an Iowa State fan, obviously, right?
Yes, he's a
You
diehard
beat
Iowa State.
Kansas State in Ireland. Like, what? Why are you so upset?
I actually agree with you. Because with my take on Iowa, I feel like there's just so many like what ifs and question marks or whatever. Like, you guys kind of need a preseason. This is like a scrimmage for you.
Yes.
This is like a preseason game for the Hawks.
Look, if I had it to do my way, I would love to flip-flop the opponents for this weekend. I wish Iowa was playing South Dakota and Iowa State was playing Albany. South Dakota is a lot better than Albany. There are tiers to this. There are tiers to badness in college football. I wish Iowa wasn't a 38-point favorite. I wish they were playing a team where they were a 20-point favorite. But let's be honest here. This game is just about getting out there on the field, seeing Mark Gronowski, seeing these new linebackers, just getting the feel for a game going into Cyhawk Week, and not putting too much on film, because that's one of the advantages you have going into the Cyhawk game, is that you've got Iowa State on film. You've seen what they did against Kansas State. You don't have to give Iowa State anything. So that is why, Jake, and after the podcast, I will go and F myself. But that is why I don't really mind it. Now, I do mind when after they play Iowa State, they're going to play UMass. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate when you ramp up into this thing and then you come back down again. I'm not a fan of that, but I don't mind it for this particular instance because there's new pieces. And it's still the second year of Tim Lester. I mean, come on. I would rather see this than Iowa, frankly, playing Iowa State in their first game.
I just wish the Iowa game was earlier. It's the only beef I have.
Yeah, I do too. These night. It's gonna be 7 of 10 games that are night games.
Going up
for
against all those great primetime games, and that's what sucks about it. But beggars can't be choosers. So what really the question here for Iowa is just Gronowski. We just want to see him, right? I mean, because the rest of the team, the lines and like wherever else, like you're gonna kill Albany. Like, you could be a D+ Big Ten line and you're gonna just destroy them. We just want to watch the quarterback, right? Am I missing something?
Yeah. And
okay.
You mentioned, I think it was on Monday's show, that if they wanted to, they could just run the ball up the middle all game long, not put anything on tape, and win this game 30-0. But that's not what I want to see. I don't want them to, do a bunch of stuff that they think they can do against Iowa State. I want them to have a little fun. Like, let's throw it deep. Let's maybe do some things, take some chances that maybe you wouldn't take against a team like Iowa State. And because you can. Like, this is a team that you could you could have 4 interceptions and still win this game easily. Like, take some chances. Make Iowa State think when they're looking at the film. See what Gronowski can do. Don't just throw the 5-yard out. Like, have a little bit of fun. Let's get some confidence in this guy and get going. Remember last year they played Illinois State and it was like 3-0 at halftime, 6-0 at halftime. They ended up running away in the second half. But even in the second half, I remember some of those throws that McNamara made, and he was just like tossing them up for grabs. And because his receivers were better than their cornerbacks, Iowa's receivers were making the plays. I want to see crispness. We talk about like Ben McCullum's offense at Drake and what he's bringing to Iowa. Let's get that ball moving. Let's get that crispness going.
It'll be interesting to see if all those Drake guys play in the Big Ten for a year, but
it's not about Ben McCullum. It's about the crispness of his offense, and that's what I want to see from this Iowa offense. And I want to see a defensive touchdown. I want to see this defense get back to its ways of the past. Like, let's get some sack fumbles. Let's get some big hits. This should just be a fun, let's get excited and beat these guys 50-0 type afternoon. Evening.
So Iowa State now. So Iowa's what, a 38-point favorite?
Yeah.
Iowa State is, I think, settled in at a 14.5-point favorite.
I was listening to Legends and Listeners this morning, and according to, I think it was Lystico that said this, this is they're the biggest favorite they've been since 2010 when they played Tennessee Tech. And if you remember that team, that was a team that started top 10 in the country. So that's how rare this is for Iowa to be this big of a favorite. And yes, it's a major difference playing Albany first game of the year than what Iowa State's doing playing South Dakota State, a top 5 FCS team.
South Dakota,
top 5 FCS team. Were they the Coyotes?
The Yotes.
In the second game of the year after Ireland.
So funny you brought that up. Exactly where I was going. Bloom points out to me yesterday on our Cyclone Fanatic podcast that really most power ratings have Iowa State as like a 21, 22-point favorite in this game. But because of the Ireland thing, because of the sandwich game between the two rivals, Kansas State and Iowa, this line has been steamed all the way down to 14.5. So all the smart, sharp money is betting on South Dakota to keep this one close.
It's a weird spot.
It is. And we pointed this out in June when we started talking about this. The more I've dug into this game, listen, I'm not comfortable. I'm never comfortable. But you have a pretty stationary quarterback in the Bouman kid who was at Iowa State for a year. I don't know if you remember, his dad played for the Vikings for a really long time. He has a huge arm, but he's kind of like one of your old school like Ferentz quarterbacks that just he doesn't move. He doesn't run. Doesn't really have that ability.
He's a lefty, huh?
Yeah. He's a really good player. I think he'll be in an NFL camp.
Like, was he the quarterback on last year's team that made the Final Four?
Yeah. He was like,
okay.
Yeah, he's really good. He's a top 3. If he would have gone to the portal, he would have ended up with an FBS like high level. Like, he could have been like Gronowski, really. If that guy would have gone to the portal, the problem is he can't move. Mm-hmm. And I like that for Iowa State's defense. It's always kind of kryptonite for why you see these specific teams that constantly will give that defense problems. Kansas is one of them because they have quarterbacks that can get out and move. So I like the fact here that Iowa State can kind of just do their base defense and not have to, worry about a guy extending plays on 3rd and long, that sort of thing. And my hope is with Iowa State, Chris, that just get out of there comfortably. I don't want to be in the fourth quarter like having to sweat this thing. I do think it'll be a competitive game. I do think Iowa State ends up winning it comfortably. But I don't want this to be, Jesus, there's 10 minutes to go in the fourth and it's a one-possession game, right? Like, just none of that. I'd love to see my guy, Big Citrus, not even have to play in the fourth quarter because you had a physical game last week. You had to go across the pond, come back. I'm not interested in a 4-quarter game on Saturday. and then having the Hawks come to town next week. That's a lot. That's a very taxing first 3 weeks for a football team.
Speaking of Iowa State's schedule, and this is a soundbite that I know we've heard a few times over the Iowa Everywhere Network on Murph and Andy, and probably even on Cyclone Fanatic. But what Matt Campbell said about the schedule, I want to play it because we haven't done that on this show. I want you to listen carefully, and I want you to tell me what stands out to you about it, because there were two things outside of the obvious that stood out to me about this comment after the win in Ireland.
Hopefully, if I make anybody mad, I really don't care. So I think we're set up for failure because I think this is the hardest schedule in the country. And the reality of it is, we go home and we play an incredible South Dakota team that's coming in, and they had a great year. You're talking about a team that's in the Final Four, right? And then obviously you play another huge rival game that's going to have emotion. And then somehow we're on the road at an Arkansas State team that we know is super talented. That's the first quarter of our football season, and it's going to take everything we got.
The key point there is somehow we're going on the road to play Arkansas State.
That's one. Yes. Yeah. Somehow.
Yeah.
I like
that's the key.
Somehow.
Yeah.
We're going on the road. So right there, that tells you that this was not his idea. Depending on where you're at in the country, if you're Urban Meyer at Ohio State, you're the one scheduling all your games, right? Clearly, Matt Campbell did not schedule this game. And I don't know what kind of say he had in the Ireland game either. Clearly, he is not a fan of – because usually if coaches complain about schedules –
I'm pretty sure he was all in on the Ireland thing because he wanted the spotlight, that from what I understand.
As he should be. I would want that too.
Yeah, I think he was all about that.
When coaches complain about scheduling, usually it's conference scheduling because they have no say in that. They're upset with the way the conference laid out, whether it's the travel or whatever. This is one of the first times I've heard a coach kind of complain about a non-conference schedule. And I thought at this point in his tenure, he would be in charge of the non-conference scheduling. I don't know how long ago this Arkansas State game was scheduled.
I'm pretty sure it was decade plus, but I'm not positive.
So if that's the case, that's before Matt Campbell got there. But the fact that they have to, in the same year they're going to Ireland,
it's tough.
Go on the road to Arkansas State right after they play Iowa, clearly he's not happy about that. And we can talk more about that when it happens, but that stood out to me was that he said somehow. The other thing was, do you know what it is?
What? The toughest schedule in the country?
Well, that's
that he
the
didn't
obvious.
name the University of Iowa by name.
Didn't name Iowa.
Yeah.
He mentioned
it's going to be an emotional
South Dakota.
game. It's going to be an emotional game.
He mentioned Arkansas State. Man, what a great challenge that's going to be against an incredible South Dakota team. And then, of course, we got the rivalry game. And then we go to just play a place. It's a hornet's nest down there in Jonesboro. Doesn't mention Iowa. Those were the things that stood out to me that as I kept hearing that soundbite.
Matt's getting better in his press conferences, by the way. Like, he's kind of – remember when Ferentz hit that at about 10, 12 years?
Yeah, it was kind of like 2015 season, Ferentz 2.0. Yeah.
Those guys kind of get to that point where they feel like they can just say anything. But by the way, there's two people in our comments. I don't know if this has been reported who are saying that was agreed to in 2014, the Arkansas State game.
And that would make sense because that's before Campbell.
Yes,
that's what I would have done. But here's what I think probably happened. Maybe you were starting to think of doing that, and then COVID comes.
Yeah, and NIL.
And then the NIL thing comes. And
totally agree.
Pollard was probably like, we are scraping the floor for money right now. We can't afford to buy ourselves out of this game. And yes,
it's like
Van Wilk, thank you. He just pulled it up.
Buy yourself out of it, or 2014
was when it came out that they scheduled the home and home.
Buy yourself out of it, or pay Rocco Beck next year. Like honestly, like that's kind of what these decisions kind of come down to at this point. Anyway, well, again, we'll talk about that in just a couple of weeks.
Can I say something crazy though?
Yeah, I'd love it.
You're not going to like it.
No.
But I think you'll agree with it. What if I told you that Iowa State could lose to either South Dakota or Arkansas State or both, and it doesn't matter.
No, I totally agree with you.
It's kind of a really weird reality. All
You're
that
completely
matters
right.
is whether or not you win the Big 12.
Like, that's why last week's game was just so massive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Completely agree with you. So we have a new segment on Thursdays, and we are going to each give a unique take on Iowa and Iowa State from the opposite side. So, Matt, I'm going to let you introduce this because we want to give a really big thanks to our newest sponsor, Wyckoff Heating and Cooling, specifically our main man, Job. So I've been told it's like
Job,
the Bible.
baby.
Job.
Now, Job's a big Hawkeye fan.
Job's a hawk.
So Wyckoff Heating and Cooling on board with us. We appreciate them every Thursday. You guys are going to give your comfort zone pick, all right? So Williams is going to give like a, what's it going to take to get Iowa, the Hawkeyes in the comfort zone? Hassel, same for you with the Cyclones.
Okay.
And I think you guys on Instant Iowa are going to give a peace of mind player of the game presented by Wyckoff as well.
Yeah.
So Wyckoff Heating and Cooling, wyckoffcomfort.com, providing
it.
peace of mind under your roof.
Shout out to main man Job. If you have the name Job, you can pretty much do whatever the F you want in these parts. Just walk around. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
It's
It's
a great
a
name.
very unique name.
I want to start. I'll start with your Hawkeyes.
Okay.
So we already covered Gronowski. This is a broad take. I want to see Iowa absolutely just suffocate this team. Like, I want Iowa like 49-0.
Yeah.
Like, really. Like, that's what should happen in this game.
Absolutely.
Especially if Iowa is 10-2 playoff like Doctorman and Leistico believe, and they know the team a lot better than you and I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is one of the numbers going into week one, and we'll hit on this in our Wild Rose Locks of the Week coming up. The numbers are staggering. When you are a 34-point favorite or more in week one, dude, these teams cover at a rate of like 90-some%. It's
Really, the favorites cover?
Yes, it is staggering in week one over the last like 5 years or so. It is a crazy number. So if Iowa's that good, they should kill this team. It shouldn't be at halftime and we're dicking around here and yada yada. No, like it should be. We don't even have to open up the playbook because our offensive line is just getting a 6-yard push every play, and we're averaging 10 yards per rush. That's what it should look like for Iowa this weekend. There you go. What do you think about that?
100% agree. I mean, but you go back in recent history tells you that might not happen with Iowa. I mean, let's go back to 2022 when Gronowski came in with South Dakota State. You struggled with that team the entire game. It was one of the ugliest games Iowa has ever played. They get a field goal and 2 safeties and win it 7-3. That was the opener in 2022. In 23, you struggled with Utah State. You won 24-14 in a game that I'm sure Iowa was favored by 20 points or so in that game. And then last year, Illinois State, you look at the final score of 40-0, that does not tell the story. It was 6-0 at halftime. I think we did like an emergency halftime podcast. If we didn't do it, we thought about it. And I shouted into the microphone myself while it was unplugged because the first half looked so bad. It is. It's time for Iowa to just come out there and smack the shit out of a team that, let's be honest, South Dakota would probably beat this team by 40 points.
Somebody in our comments is saying they met a couple years ago and South Dakota won 59-0. Matt, can you check that?
Met Albany?
That South Dakota beat Albany 59-0 like 2 years ago. That's what somebody said.
That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, this is a really bad team. They have an interim coach. They went 4-8 last year. They played at West Virginia, lost 49-14. But I'm not sure about playing this South Dakota.
All right, what do you got on the Clones?
I know what he's saying. He's talking about in the playoffs 2 years ago, lost to South Dakota State. 59-0. Yes.
Okay. So you got the state wrong. Gotcha.
Okay.
Playoffs. Albany was in the playoffs.
They were. There was a different time. It was a different
Pre-NIL
day and
for
age.
Albany.
Yeah, that was pre-NIL.
Albany doesn't have the fan funding that some of these other
Pre-interim
FCS
coach.
teams.
Yeah, that was a different team. But I think that's kind of around the time when Kirk Ferentz scheduled Albany, and they didn't think Albany was going to be that bad, according to what Kirk Ferentz said this week. For Iowa State, comfort zone, man. I think you want to see the receivers get a little bit more involved. And I'm not just talking about the wide receivers. I'm talking tight ends too. I want to see them like really get these guys going. We saw what Carson Hansen and that offensive line could do in the fourth quarter against Kansas State. Let's get Rocco going early. Let's find some more of these wide receivers. Get them more in tune. Because it takes a while, as we've talked about. You kept harping on it every week of the offseason. It's going to take a while for these transfer wide receivers to really ramp up, and we didn't get to see much of them at all in that opener.
Two targets, I believe.
Let's get those guys some touches, even if it's just some quick passes. Just get the ball in their hands before they really have to step into the spotlight again against Iowa, because you're not going to be able to play the way you did against Kansas State and beat Iowa. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that they'll be able to like wear down Iowa's front and then gash holes open in the fourth quarter. I'm not buying that that's going to happen. I think they're going to have to throw the ball more if they're going to beat Iowa. And the other thing is, don't get
You're that confident in Iowa's front right now?
Do you think that they could gash Iowa in the fourth quarter like they did?
Oh, I don't
Kansas
know.
State?
I don't necessarily know if I would power rate Iowa up front that much better than Kansas State, I guess.
I don't know about power ratings. I
power
know what I've
ratings the wrong
seen
way
over
to
the
say it.
years, and I don't know that an Iowa defense is going to get gashed like Kansas State did by Iowa State's front.
That's fair.
I think you're going to have to throw the ball more.
Iowa doesn't impose as much fear into the opponent up front as it did during the Doyle era, and maybe that changes this year.
No, but
specifically,
how many
on the
times have we
offensive side.
talked about when Iowa State plays Iowa?
I know where you're going, and I agree. Yeah,
Iowa State
don't try and out Iowa.
So often has tried to out Iowa,
Yeah, completely agree.
and it doesn't work.
Because if you watched my halftime show on Cyclone Fanatic last Saturday, I was pissed. I'm like, stop. Quit trying to do what they do. Like it was the same conversation, and then really one of the first times in the Campbell era, they kept doing it. And fourth quarter, you were steamrolling them. It's a good take. I don't disagree.
And I wonder if they're going to try to do that again this year, because they've never been more power oriented than they are this year. With all
it
these
actually
tight
matches
ends.
up well for Iowa if you think about it in that sense. But
The only other thing I really want to see. Okay, two other things. One, don't give up the deep ball. Yeah, keep everything in front of you. I mean, my God, you cannot have those kind of ridiculous safety breakdowns against South Dakota, and you can't have them moving forward against Iowa. Keep everything in front. And I think I want to see Conradi make a couple of field goals. I know he made the second one.
Take.
I know he made the second one.
There's waning confidence in him within the fan base.
I'm a little worried about him, because I mean, he could not have missed that first one worse.
I give him a pass because of the footing.
Bad field conditions.
Yeah,
it was pouring down rain. I get it. But let's get him some confidence.
Hindsight, they shouldn't have sent him out there. They should have just punted from the 31. Really, in that type of a game, the way your defense was playing, just from a confidence standpoint, I don't disagree. All right, Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. Remember them. We're gonna have to get those heaters checked here before coming up. Believe it or not, it's going to feel like mid-October in Iowa this weekend.
It felt like mid-October last weekend.
Matt, why don't you give us a weather update for kickoff? Can you do that? Our tailgate kickoff when everybody's going to be out there drinking carbless.
Let's go. Carbless. Hassel, have you had a carbless?
I have not. They don't sell it here yet, I don't believe.
We'll get you one next week. We'll get you one next week.
It sounds great.
So game day forecast, kickoff for Iowa State, South Dakota, 2:30, Jack Trice Stadium. It's looking beautiful now. Even better. Set high 70s, little cloud coverage, slight breeze out of the southeast. It couldn't be better, more better football weather for September. Glorious.
Gorgeous.
All right.
Those RV lots are going to be buzzing.
What about the Hawks? It's the same thing, right? I mean, it's just
little
gonna
later
be nice
kick.
and,
Yep.
nice
little,
and brisk.
little cooler. Same southeast winds. 5 p.m. kick. Kinnick Stadium. Should be a nice tailgate. Nice game for the Hawks as well.
All right, go out and buy yourself when you're at Fareway, stocking up for your tailgate. Buy yourself one of those beautiful They have all kinds. They have like the tequila. They have the vodka. They got all different types, all different.
Is
flavors.
it like is the can? Is it shaped like a Red Bull can, like a skinny?
Yeah, it's a
like
skinny. I mean, it's like you're holding like a Michelob Ultra would be the best.
Okay,
That's
that
the
makes it
Maybe
that
a
makes
little
it
smaller.
a little bit easier to sneak it into Jack Trice Stadium.
Yeah, nice handcrafted cocktail. Yeah, you could probably fit it in.
You just put it right down in your bulge. Nobody would even tell the difference, right?
Just fit it right there in your anal cavity.
Well then, let's give final game predictions. We'll start with Iowa. I gotta see what I sent Randy Peterson because I don't want to.
Oh yeah, you don't want. You see, you're Mr. Flip Flopper over there.
And I was
really like
right.
to flip-flop.
I went with my gut. Closer to the season, and I happened to be right with last week, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, you were right.
I have Iowa winning 41-7, but you've kind of convinced me now that it's going to be worse than this. But I'm giving Albany like a cheap score along the way. Hawkeyes 41-7.
Well, now I've got to pull up what I sent Randy Peterson. What?
I'll give you my Iowa State score.
Okay.
And I am going to lower 31-10 is what I have it, but I did change it. My Cyclone Fanatic one, it's like 31-10, 31-7. I think it's going to be right around there. Where at halftime, it's like, oh, this game isn't over, but you don't ever feel like South Dakota's ever really going to be a threat. I think this one's a lot like last year's opener against North Dakota, where at the end of the game, you're like not blown away, but you still just had a comfortable win, and that's what Iowa State needs in this. So 31-10 for the Cyclones. I have 41-7 for the Hawkeyes.
Okay, I found what I sent Randy. So I'm going to start with the Iowa game. Here's what I wrote. Albany is terrible. Iowa won't show a lot, but they might throw some wrinkles to make Iowa State think when watching film. Running game and defense overshadows a pedestrian Gronowski debut. 41-3 Iowa. But, damn it, that's right on the number. I'm going to change
that's
it.
where I was. It's a little
44-3 Iowa.
Yeah.
44-3.
Okay. So you
And
got the Hawkeyes
for Iowa
covered.
State, I wrote, the Cyclones know how everyone is saying this is a bad spot. And Matt Campbell started this whole thing over the weekend when he was like, we got the toughest schedule in the country. No one else has to go to Ireland and come back and play the greatest South Dakota team of all time. They won't be perfect, but they'll be ready, and they'll cover 28-10. That's my official predictions.
Uh-oh. Get up, baby. It's game day.
Get up. It's game day. Chris Williams and Chris Hassel take a look at this week's best games. Powered by Game Day Men's Health.
I injected myself with testosterone from Game Day Men's Health this morning. I wanted it to, yes, because about 48 hours, I wanted to be prime T levels on Saturday morning when I wake up.
I'm feeling good right now because I've already gotten a lot done. I took Nora to the park, and I also did a little workout. God, it's tough to work out in the morning.
You're still a low T individual, though. You really need to go to Game Day Men's Health.
I'm medium T. I'm
But you
exactly
should be
medium
higher.
T.
You know how much more your wife would like you if you were high T?
For God's sake.
Game Day Men's Health, baby. I go to the one in Ankeny. Downs goes to Ankeny. Fales goes to West Des Moines. Lystico goes to West Des Moines. We're all high T individuals. You can tell the low T individual.
What is it, what are the characteristics of a low T individual?
I'm looking at him. I'll let you go first. Where do you want to start? Well, I like how we both staggered it. Like we're giving you multiple options throughout the weekend here to break these games down.
Yeah, I like to leave some meat on the bone for you because I usually send mine in first. I'm going to give you a game on Thursday, a game on Friday, and a game on Saturday. And tonight, Arrowhead Stadium. Van Wook, I'm going to put you on the spot. Will you go on X and find the video of the end zones at Arrowhead Stadium?
Oh, they're so bad.
Have you seen these?
Yeah, I saw all the Nebraska fans are super
Oh
pissed
my
off
God.
about
I hope that they were still in the process of like painting the end
It's
zones.
basically
'cause
like
it looks
Ireland.
bad. Nebraska, Cincinnati, and yeah.
This was before they were done. They did a little yellow outline or a white.
Oh,
outline
they
of
have?
it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because the Chiefs is behind it. Let me see if I
Thank
can
God,
pull the
because
updated
that looks terrible. It's like, so the Chiefs is behind it, and they just painted some red Nebraska on top of the Chiefs, and it's horrible. But I'm really looking forward to this game. I wish it was at Cincinnati. Like, you want to talk about a program and a school just taking money. They took money. This was a home game for Cincinnati. They wanted more money, so they said, okay, we'll go basically play in Nebraska, and we'll get more money for it, and it'll be a home game for Nebraska, but that's okay because we got the money. And thank you, Van Wook. The new end zone looks better. Still not great, but better. I really like this game. I feel like it is a 100% Nebraska home game. Like, what's the fan split going to be? 95-5?
Best case, you're looking, absolute best case, it'll be 80-20.
Yeah. I mean, unless they specifically held out tens of thousands of tickets for Cincinnati fans and like shuttled them over in buses or a bunch of planes. Like, I don't see how that's not at least 90-10. But I am looking forward to the matchup. This is
Great
supposed to
game.
be the Nebraska team that makes a big step this year. We say that like every single year.
7 points, I think, is
And
where
it's
or
that-
it's 6.5 right in there.
6.5, yeah. And it's Dylan Raiola playing at Arrowhead where Patrick Mahomes plays.
All right. What else you got?
Then on Friday, Auburn at Baylor. Boy, you could
This
argue
is sexy.
You could argue that this is the biggest game for the Big 12.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you're looking at a Baylor team that right now is among the favorites to win the conference. An Auburn
Which is still
team
nuts to me, but whatever.
an Auburn team that's not even expected to finish top half of the SEC. So you can't lose this game. You're at home. I get that Auburn is favored because it's people are looking SEC versus Big 12. The Big 12 needs that game. Cannot drop it. And then on Saturday, I'll leave the number 1 versus number 3 for you. It's Death Valley versus Death Valley. It's LSU at Clemson, two teams that I've heard a lot of great things about. I can't believe how many of our analysts are picking LSU to win a national championship. I'm stunned by it. A national championship. And Clemson is like back. Like people think they are back. Like the Dabo teams of
because Dabo finally
10
took a
years ago.
transfer.
So this is just this is a game we could see in the playoff again. And it's going to be a night game down there in the Clemson Death Valley on Saturday night.
I'm going to go with the Thursday game, and I think this is really interesting playoff considerations with Boise State going on the road at South Florida. Friend of the program, Alex Golish, is the head coach at South Florida, so I'm a little bit biased here. But, Boise, Genty's gone. You're basically starting over with your identity, and you've got to go cross-country to play a good team. Like, South Florida is a good team. Boise's a 5.5-point favorite in this one. This is a live dog. South Florida is a live dog in this one, and if they win it, it all but eliminates Boise from the playoff.
Yeah, it might. Now, Boise does have a game at Notre Dame. So they could claw their way back.
If they would win that, but that's a huge ask, right?
Yeah,
Like that's,
yeah. There would be double-digit dogs in that
It
game.
doesn't eliminate them, but like they're kind of just always the favorite, right, in this new format to be the group of 5 school. If you lose this game, like your playoff resume is not nearly what it was. So we are kicking off the night. It's like 4:30 kick.
Yeah, so that they can get a doubleheader in.
Yes.
Because this is the game before
awesome.
the game
Awesome.
at Arrowhead. I love South Florida's non-conference schedule. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
They start with Boise,
Holy
number 25.
mackerel. Wow.
At number 15, Florida. At number 10, Miami. So they don't leave the state, but it's 3 ranked teams and 2 of them on the road.
That's awesome. Okay, Saturday, number 1 versus number 3. Everybody's talking about it. We won't spend too much time on it. You don't need to hear it from us. Texas at Ohio State. I mean, Texas is the better roster here, in my mind. You've got these 2 really young quarterbacks that are still kind of like learning the way, but Texas probably has the best roster.
And Texas's
Right
quarterback
there with
has
them.
actually seen some real big-time game action.
But it's still
Freshman
on the
games.
road at the Horseshoe. So I don't really know what happens here. I guess I would lean that Texas would win this game.
It's a toss-up, but I'm going Ohio State
Okay.
just because they're at home. I think those teams
That's
are
fair.
evenly matched. I'm just going to go with Ohio State because they're at home.
And then I'm going to go to Monday night, another big one for the Big 12 because so many eyeballs are going to be on it. TCU at North Carolina with Bill Parcells. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill Belichick.
Bill Parcells.
Coaching in Chapel Hill. I think TCU is pretty good. This reminds me a lot of when Dion made his debut at Colorado, and we just really didn't know what to expect. And then remember,
how fun was that debut?
And they beat TCU, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, like TCU's been kind of a bad spot, or maybe good, depending on how you want to look at it. But another one, just a really big weekend for the perception of the Big 12 Conference. Like this could go a long way, one way or another. If you could beat Nebraska and Auburn, if you could win this game on Monday night, where upwards of 10 million people are probably going to be watching a standalone game, a really big deal. So we'll keep an eye on those. There you go. There are a lot of other big games this weekend as well. We didn't even mention Notre Dame, Miami. It didn't even make the cut, but we try and give you guys a little bit more depth when it comes to our local schools and how it's going to impact those. How about you go long? I want to hear what you're going long on today.
It's time to go long with Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Go all in on your retirement, folks. Wealth Charter. Shout out to my buddy Tim. And the cool thing about this spot is they can do your taxes, they can do your financial planning, and you keep it all under one roof. Wealth Charter, retirement planning, and tax. What are you going with, Hassel?
Can we just go 1 week without the Big Ten trying to expand something?
Especially the timing's really bad. Like,
God
just
damn.
watch the games.
They want, 24 to 28 teams in the playoff. And then it comes out this week, hey, according to sources, this is On3's report, Brett McMurphy over there, the Big Ten is going to expand the conference again. They want to get to 20 teams, and they believe they're going to get to 20 teams in the next 5 years. Are you fucking kidding? Like, come on. There's a way they could do this where
it's all for
it
academics.
actually makes it right. Like if you can get to a certain amount and then just make pods, then it might actually be better, geographic pods. But do you really think that that's going to happen? I don't. I don't think that. I think they're just looking to somehow get more money. And it's one thing after another. Like, how many times have you said, God damn it, I just wish we could focus on the games?
I told you that like 6 times yesterday.
and I feel the same. And here we are. We're in the season. We're in week 1. We've got some huge games coming up. And this report comes out that the Big Ten is going to expand again. I mean, my God. They're already the biggest conference in the country at 18 teams. Nobody has more. And now they want to get to 20. And the word is that it's not going to be Notre Dame. Notre Dame's not one of those teams.
So it'd probably be like North Carolina.
Yeah, I would think like North Carolina and I don't know.
Virginia.
Miami.
I've always heard Virginia was a big target of theirs.
Miami
would make sense.
I'm sure Miami is a good school too.
Yeah, it's like
don't
a
sleep on
real
their
high
academics. I don't know about Clemson. Like those teams make more sense to me in the SEC, but
Clemson and Florida State would go to the but there's the SEC would have to budge on not allowing like conference rivals like it did with Texas A&M and Texas, right? So maybe they're past. I don't know.
It just the Big Ten right now has somehow become more hateable than the SEC.
I agree.
And does it have something to do with the fact that they've won the last 2 national championships and they're really feeling themselves? I don't know. But take a step back for a second. Like relax. Let's let this 12-team playoff play out. Let's see how it goes. It was pretty good the first year. Let's let these conferences sink in a little bit. It's 18 goddamn teams. And you want to add more? Jesus Christ.
This Petiti, man. This guy's out of control. Absolutely out of control. You know what he wants? He wants to expand that pre-playoff tournament. That's what this is all about. Somehow expanding.
What's going to be bigger? The playoff or the actual Big Ten? Because they're both rising at the same time.
We want 20 teams in our league, and we need 14 guaranteed spots in the playoff.
God.
Okay, we promised this on Monday, and we're going to give away some more tires with our friends from Freedom Tire.
All right. Quentin sent us a video announcing the winner.
More
you guys
tires.
ready?
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Quentin. We're back again with our second winner of our Freedom Tire Iowa Everywhere giveaway. We got last month's winner, Zach Slick, taken care of. Yes, Hassel, I can assure you, Zach is very much a real person. This month's winner is, drum roll please, Andrew Primer of Waterloo, Iowa. Andrew, I'll be in touch very soon on how you can claim your new set of Goodyear tires. And you also get to pick a great organization to win a new set of tires for their fleet vehicle. All right, Hassel, we know you can sing, but Williams, what about you?
Freedom. I didn't know that was coming either, but that's my go-to.
Thank you, Quentin, and congrats to Andrew Primer.
Shout out Waterloo.
So Mr. Slick came in, huh?
We're
Mr.
going
Slick
to the
picked up
eastern side of the state.
Tires. All right.
Representing over in your neck of the woods over
Wasserloo. Now, come on. Waterloo is not even close to Muscatuna.
Yeah, it is. It's all the same. If you're east of Newton, you're in eastern Iowa. That's how it goes. Freedom. All right, that's cool. Good partner there. Appreciate our friends at Freedom Tire. All right, it is game week, and I love doing this. Now, this is not gambling advice. Take it as you want, okay? But we are prepared to give you our locks.
I want to let you guys in on a little something that happened last night. I'm all set to send in my locks for the show. And William says, "Oh, no, it's just my locks this year."
It's not how it went.
It's like, hang on a second. You sucked last year. You were below 500. At one point, you were like 10 games under 500.
Yeah, but Daddy came
I
back.
finished on top. I won. I finished with a winning record. And
What's the
you were
Seinfeld
going to
where
ice me out.
George is like, you are better than me. What's that episode? I don't know. By the way, I saw a bit on Instagram where Travis Kelce is trying to get Taylor Swift to sign a prenup like George did with Susan Ross.
A prenup?
Yeah,
I'll sign a prenup.
Yeah, my apologies on that. For some reason, I didn't think you did it last year. I didn't think you wanted to because you were calling games. I had that in my head. But it's way better when you do it, too. So let's go. Now, we are presented this year by our friends at the Wild Rose Casinos.
The Wild Rose.
Yeah. So they've got partners, DraftKings, they've got Bet Rivers, and they have our friends at Circus Sports Iowa as well. So if if you're going to place your bets, we would love it if you would go through any of those three because it helps our friends at Wild Rose Casinos in Clinton, Emmitsburg, and Jefferson. Now, I'm going to go against my advice because I always like to tell people, like, you got to take it easy in week one. Like, we're all amped up.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about these teams. We truly know nothing about them. So, like, if you think you know, you probably don't.
Hang on. What is this? Be quiet. What is this music?
This is Locks music, baby. We're back.
Whoa. I'm about to drop a beat.
Feel like that guy I saw rapping Hamilton highlights.
Dropping all these locks all over your face. Ready? Let's do it.
Jeez.
Oh my God. How many locks do you have?
5.
Wait, I thought we could only do 3.
You can do as many as you want.
Yo, come on.
Do as many as you want.
What is this? You're trying to screw me over here in week 1.
Or I'm going to go like 1 and 4 because I'm dropping these locks all over your face. I like Utah minus 5.5 at UCLA. Not crazy about this kid from Tennessee, Nico.
Yeah, was Nico, has he been named the official starter? Like, is he going to start that game? Because there was a competition.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that he didn't just win it. UCLA, I don't know. I don't like that program. And I think Utah's primed for a bounce-back year. Anything under a touchdown, I like Utah here. I have 2 unders that I like a lot, and that's Iowa State, South Dakota. Love that one. And Iowa, Albany. I just don't think Albany is going to score. And, you know, is Iowa going to drop 56 on them? I guess it's possible, but it's just not very Kirk Ferentz.
Yeah, I kind of like that because it feels like, well, I mean, I picked 41-3, 44-3. I think Iowa gets to 40, but I don't know that Albany scores.
And with Iowa State, South Dakota, these games with Matt Campbell, I think this is going to be a lot like these openers because fans have it in their head that they're not good in openers, but they've actually been pretty consistent. Like, they just don't do anything. And I could see Iowa State getting up 14 here and just going off tackle for 2 full quarters, and everybody's just bored out of their minds in the second half. So I'm going under 47.5 Iowa State, South Dakota, under 50.5 Iowa, Albany. Love those. And then these are just system plays, like that. These big favorites, specifically FBS big favorites. Take the FCS part out of it. Almost always cover. Marshall has like 4 starters back from last year. New head coach, new everything. They go into Georgia.
Remember when Marshall went to Notre Dame a couple years ago and won outright?
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I actually think that this line should be more like 45, but because it's Marshall, it's only 38.5. Like, I think Georgia will.
Yeah, I forgot about what happened with Marshall at the end of last season.
It was
the coach left, disaster. And then everybody left.
Yeah, so I'm just going to blindly play Georgia because I think their 3rd string could beat Marshall by 40 this year. And same with Michigan, minus 34.5 against New Mexico. They had a coaching thing. You know, like, listen, Michigan's got 5-star players across the board. I'm just blindly playing these games. I also looked at Ole Miss against like Georgia State. I held off on that one. And then Penn State too. They're like a 43-point favorite. If I were you guys, I would just play all of these huge favorites this week because you're gonna win more than you're gonna lose.
Yeah, Penn State. That's our Big Ten game of the week on CBS. Is Penn State hosting Nevada? Or as some people say, Nevada.
Purdy's little brother.
Yeah.
Getting the start for Nevada. There you go. I got 5 of them. That's a terrible idea. 5 locks. Utah minus 5.5. The 2 unders in state, Georgia and Michigan.
Toon says Williams ain't gay, but he'll drop these locks all over your face. He's dragging these locks all over your face. All right. Well, I thought we could only do 3 picks. I would have probably picked more, but
you could pick 2 more.
Well, I have 2 down.
I sent them last night. You saw that I sent 5. You were in the chat.
I was in the bed. I was sleeping when you sent your picks.
What are you going to bed so early for? It's game week.
I went to bed at 10 o'clock.
You're not up watching film? You're not up breaking down the Skycam? What the hell's wrong with you? It's game week.
He's dropping these locks all over your face.
All over your face.
All right, I'm going to start with tonight. I like Nebraska minus 6.5 against Cincinnati. For some reason, I feel like this line is below a touchdown because some people, what do you mean, you people? Some people think this game is at Cincinnati. Because it says Nebraska at Cincinnati.
It does
when
say
you're
that.
betting this game.
It says
It's
that
the Cincinnati
everywhere.
home game.
It's very confusing.
So I think that might account for a half point, maybe a point. So I'm going to go Nebraska. It's a home game for Nebraska, even though it says it's at Cincinnati. Home game for Nebraska. I'm going to go Nebraska by a touchdown. Oh, Mo.
Dropping these locks all over your face.
I'm dragging these locks all over your face.
Can we print that T-shirt right now? Dropping these locks all over your face.
Then I'm going to go to Georgia Tech at Colorado. This is Friday, is it not?
Matt, you keep misspelling Cincinnati, according to our people.
I had it wrong in the first grade. I think this one's right. Right? Two T's.
Everybody is pissed.
Well, yeah, but doesn't it have two N's as well?
What?
Do you
Sorry, I
not
didn't
use
mean to
spell check?
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just
I did spell it wrong.
God.
Van wrong.
Cincinnati.
Okay, go ahead.
You're right. I was wrong.
Second.
Georgia Tech at Colorado. Georgia Tech is a favorite here. -4.5 at Colorado. I think that the Buffs are going to play both quarterbacks in this game. Their transfer from Liberty, Caden Salter, and their young
Liberty,
four-star quarterback. I think there's a reason that this line is what it is. And I saw Damian Harris, two-time national champion, yesterday on CBS Sports HQ. He's an analyst for us, the former Alabama running back, and was good with the Patriots as well in the NFL. Not only does he have Georgia Tech making the playoff, he has Georgia Tech winning a game in the playoff and getting to the final 8. I don't think Colorado's that good. So I'm going to go Georgia Tech -4.5. And then, fuck it. Iowa -38 against Albany. I don't think Albany can get in the end zone. They're terrible.
The Hawks versus West Liberty.
West Liberty High School. Even if Iowa just runs the ball up the middle and puts in their third stringers, and Ferentz he's not going to try to run up the score. I still think they're so much better than Albany that they're going to win by 40 plus.
Do you like my underplay on that?
I like your underplay as well, because I don't see Iowa scoring more than 50, but Albany might not score at all. And the total is 50.5. I also kind of like Baylor +2.5 at home against Auburn.
I do too. I like Baylor, and I would also consider South Florida. Wait on that one, though, because Boise's always a big public play.
What did you say that line was, 5?
5.5, but that could get to 7. The other one to watch, it's not out yet. This is Jeff Woody's game. Whatever the line is on Texas Tech and Arkansas Pine Bluff, absolutely play the under and play the team under for Pine Bluff. It might be like a half a point.
You always pick against Pine Bluff in the
terrible.
first week.
They're horrible.
Oh, Albany would probably beat Pine Bluff.
Yes.
In fact, I know they would beat
Texas Tech. Those guys are going to be chomping at the bit. Everything that's happened this offseason with them and all the talk. And they're really good on
Williams
defense.
has about 9 locks that you've listed off so far.
I would have blindly put that text up, but it's not out yet because Pine Bluff is so bad they won't release it.
You just teabagged your entire audience with locks.
All over your face.
Drag those locks all over their face.
And traditionally, I'm really bad on week 1. I'm
Traditionally,
horrible
you're
on
really bad all season until the last 2 weeks.
And then I get hot.
And then you figure it out, you get it going, then you start picking NFL games.
I always latch on to 3 or 4 teams. And then I just bet them. That's all I do. Dropping these locks all over your face. Dropping these locks all over your face.
I wasn't sure about the Iowa play, but then when I saw their stadium and what they're coming into at Kinnick, I think I'm going hard on Iowa -38.
And I missed the commenter, but somebody made a good point when referencing that Albany South Dakota State game from a couple years ago in the playoffs, and South Dakota State winning 55-0. That was Mark Gronowski. So Gronowski, familiar with Albany Great Danes.
And
if
he
he
was
can
like,
beat him 59-0.
That's
South
the
Dakota
inside
State.
information we look for here.
his stat line was weird. It was like he only threw like 15 passes. He didn't throw very much. Didn't need to.
All right, before we get to our Steeple Ridge, cheers to the freaking weekend, I do want to a couple other things. One, we have a massive week coming up next week. We are going to be everywhere next week.
I'm back.
Hassel's coming back.
I'm coming back.
He's coming
for
to
the
town,
Cyhawk
baby.
game.
Now, you're not going to get here till Thursday night, so we are, I think at this point, going to do our show on Friday. We probably won't have one on Thursday next week. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. We're going to do our Thursday show on Friday,
But
live from Eggs and Jam in West Des Moines.
And you can come and hang out with us. And
It's going to be an hour later, 9:30 Central Time. That's going to kick off a huge Friday of content on Iowa Everywhere.
Hassel's hosting 9 shows on Friday. So then we have Murph and Andy. They're going to be in Polk City during their show next Friday. So Hassel and Scott Doctorman are going to. If you're an Iowa fan, this is the place for you. Next Friday afternoon, Hassel and Doctorman. We're going to be, and I'll be there too. We're all going to be at Big Grove having some beers at 4:00 downtown Des Moines. And then Andrew Downs and Scott Doctorman will be at Buffalo Wild Wings on Merle Hay for a new little program we're going to put together, I think 5 or 6 of these, called Hawks on Tap. So it's going to be Downs and a bunch of different Iowa types who are going to be doing these throughout the season at Buffalo Wild Wings all across the state of Iowa.
And then on Saturday, after Iowa beats Iowa State in the Cyhawk game, Downs and I are going to go live from the I-State logo at the middle of the field. We are going to drag our locks all over I-State's logo's face and go live. No, we're not going to go live from in the stadium, but we are going to be live. We'll release that information a little bit later. We are going to go live from Ames after that game on Instant Iowa, win or lose.
I'm already looking ahead real quick to these kick times. And Matt, I want to bring you in because our friends at the Iowa Event Center, we have this big Eric Church concert coming up on the 27th. And Murph and me and his wife, we all have tickets. The Thinking Man's fan,
Yep.
We all have tickets to this together. We have really good seats. And I'm just praying that Iowa State, Arizona can be an early game.
So what,
they
they haven't announced that time yet, though. That kick time, that'll be next week.
Wait, what week is this?
September 20th. Oh, we have some time for that.
What is it? September 27th?
27th, Casey Center. Yep.
Boy, I don't know. You think that could be an early game?
I don't.
Do we have a TV network for that one game?
No, we don't have anything.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I'm just hoping because Arizona hopefully isn't very good that they can get an 11 o'clock. That'll freaking be a night game.
I think it'll be 11 or 2:30. Be my guess.
Dropping
2:30 probably.
Yeah, I'm guessing afternoon because I feel like these West Coast teams, you try to give them a little bit of grace and try not to schedule them, at the earliest time slot, even when they're on the road.
Right.
Cheers to the freaking weekend. I'm going to pull out my bottle of Steeple Ridge right here. Should I drink some now? Thursday at 9:30. I don't know if that's a great idea.
Cheers to the freaking weekend. Let's raise our glass of Steeple Ridge bourbon.
Now, this is a great treat if you're going to be hanging out at home watching the games. Right here, this bottle of Steeple Ridge bourbon. Hassel, you going to drink?
Is that the sour mash rye?
It is. Are you going to be just sitting on your ass, having your wife wait all over you, cook for you, doing nothing this weekend?
So when we got back from Iowa on Monday, we were eating lunch, and she said, tonight when we go on our walk, we're going to discuss the ground rules for this upcoming football season. And,
what do you mean ground rules?
Well, I came back, and then we had dinner, and we went on the walk, and she said, Did you think about some rules to set for yourself?
Oh, she wanted you to set your own rules?
What are you talking? I thought you were going to set the rules for me. I don't know. I think what I do is fine. What the hell? What do you want me to do? And so there were a few concessions. Like she said, instead of smoking a cigar 3 nights a weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I can only do it 2 nights. She said,
I don't like Kristen trying to control you like this.
You don't like that?
No, I feel like we need to have a little intervention with her.
She said I need to be more quiet when I'm coming in and out of the house. She says I make a lot of noise and I wake her up. That was one of the other things.
Tell her to put some earplugs in. Deal with it.
She said the combination of you stinks. She's like, sometimes you're still up at 3 a.m. watching football.
Yeah, Mountain West.
Big 12 even.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
After dark. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
The games are on, Kristen.
The combination between you being that tired and drinking, it's like it makes you a completely different person. Like you... And so she's like, can you just like be more cognizant of how late you have to stay up?
You're working.
Maybe take it a little easier on the steeple ridge. So those were the...
well, we'll get you some carbless. So then maybe instead of just drinking steeple ridge straight through...
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe one night you'll just have some carbless instead. And you won't get...
Because I will say, like, what really affects me more than drinking on, say, a Saturday is if I stay up. Because during the week, I'm in bed by 10. So when I have to stay up, and I'm trying to stay up at 2 o'clock, 2:30 for the end of a BYU game or whatever, when I get tired, I malfunction.
You're nasty.
I'm not nasty. It's not like I get mean.
No, you're a nasty boy.
Be careful. I'm going to drag these locks all over your face. So those were some of the ground rules. I'm sure there will be more. I'm sure we'll revisit. But I'm going to try to... This is your fault. You were all naughty last year, and now she's... You know what I really need to do? But it's so hard for me. I need to sleep in until kickoff on Saturday. I need to try to sleep in till noon. The problem is I'm so excited for college football Saturday, I can't sleep on Friday night, and then I wake up at 8 a.m. I need to sleep in until noon. And then I'll set myself up for success.
You should do it like I did in Ireland, where you just completely reset your body clock and just don't go to bed. Like, you should just get on mountain time zone right now.
Oh,
just right there in the middle.
I'm so jealous of mountain and West Coast time zones for football season.
Dude, it sucks being out east. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's tougher.
When I was out there during the NBA
It's a lot tougher than the
finals,
central time zone. It is.
Yeah, it does suck. No, you should just start just acting like you live in Boulder. Just completely shift your clock for the football season. Why doesn't your wife just get hammered with you and watch these games?
Because she doesn't care about these games. She goes to bed at 10:30 on a weekend. She's not a sports fan.
What if you started to be a compulsive gambler and you're putting $1,000 on every game of your family's fortune?
If that happens, then that's going to be a ground rule for next year. Don't gamble our money away.
Did you say your wife's not a sports fan?
No, correct.
My wife isn't either.
My wife hates sports.
What is this? We're diehard sportsmen.
I think that's healthy. I think it's healthy to be with somebody who's a lot different than you.
My wife only likes Iowa State. And she doesn't really care for the sports. She just loves Iowa State. So we could watch Iowa State volleyball. Or did you see Iowa State? The Iowa State University has the #1 cross-country team in the entire country.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
My wife. She loves the Iowa State University.
Oh, does she? Is she going to go out and support the team? Go watch them? Go cheer them on when they're running
through the
woods?
If you're wearing the black and white of the Clones, my wife will support you.
The black and white?
Yeah, it's school colors.
What are they wearing this weekend? Do we know yet?
I don't know. I think they usually put that out on Thursday.
I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was on X, bitching about the Iowa State equipment staff not putting out tweets.
Jack Trice Mafia.
And then Crystal Bloom came in and she was like, "Take it easy. They just got back from Ireland. They're trying to reacclimate." And he's like, "I don't care. It's been going on 5 years. Can't you put out what we're wearing on Tuesday or Wednesday?"
The Twitter mob. Jeez. This guy's just absolutely hammering him. Well, I'm going to be at Trice all weekend pretty much. I am looking forward to getting, because my Cox play on Sunday. Did you know
who the
that?
Cox playing?
The Virginia Tech.
Yes, that's a good game.
Big game. Beamer versus his dad's old program. That'll be a really good game. Looking forward to that. So, the Cox, I think they kick off at like 1:30 or 2:30 on Sunday afternoon, which leads us into that big LSU Clemson game. So good day on Sunday. I'm looking forward to that. Like I got to work all day on Saturday, which would be great. I'm going to go to the Channel Seed tailgate before the game. Be a lot of fun seeing those guys. But it'll be a long day Saturday. Get home. Hawk Nation. Clones are going to be 2-0, ranked in the top 15 next week. Cy-Hawk week. Let's get after it.
Let's go. That
I'll
was
send you guys some
a
pictures.
jam-packed show.
I'll send you guys some pictures of my meat once I get back from Fareway tomorrow too. So I'm gonna have a really nice display of meat at the little camper on Friday.
Skinless
night.
brats?
Probably. I think that is the route I'm going.
There is a
can't
Fairway
stop.
in Iowa City, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's fairways everywhere.
Fairways
all
everywhere,
around.
Matt.
All right.
Jeez.
Fairway in
I don't know Iowa City.
Muscatine. I can't stop thinking about the pork chops that my brother-in-law Matt made last weekend. God damn, they were good.
Everybody's asking. We will have a show on Monday. We don't take Labor Day off.
Yeah, who the hell isn't going to have a show
We're
on
reacting
Monday?
to the games. We don't.
Of course.
We do not acknowledge Labor Day at Iowa Everywhere.
Labor Day is not a real holiday. Not for us.
No. You're talking about the games. The games happen. We're talking about the games.
You know, Labor Day, we are going to labor
Yeah.
over these games. Labor Day, that's a work day, man.
Huge day.
Football season. Come on.
We'll sleep in April. For Matt Van Winkle, for Chris Hassel, my name is Chris Williams. Please give us a follow, like, and subscribe wherever you take in our content here on Iowa Everywhere. Sliding off from the Channel C studios. Thanks for watching. Later.